Let's talk about a phrase echoing louder than ever in Latin America: gringo go home. It's popping up in protests, on social media, and in speeches by national leaders. But why is anti-American sentiment surging across the region right now? The backdrop is a complex mix of history, politics, economics, and culture. First, there's the weight of the past decades of U.S. interventions, support for coups, and backing authoritarian regimes throughout the 20th century. People haven't forgotten, and references to things like the Monroe Doctrine still sting. But it's not just ancient history. Recent U.S. policies are fueling the fire. Sanctions against countries like Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua are widely seen as punishing entire populations, not just politicians. Migration policies, ramped up deportations and stricter borders, sparked anger too, especially since folks across the region see them as hypocritical when compared to America's talk about democracy and human rights. Economic frustrations are adding to the backlash. U.S.-led trade deals like the USMCA are criticized for favoring American corporations over local businesses, and as Latin America faces rising inequality and fallout from COVID-19, a lot of people blame neoliberal economic policies with American fingerprints all over them. Then there's the cultural side. There's a sense that American media and brands are overwhelming local identities, turning cities into copies of each other. And with social media, anti-American narratives can go viral faster than ever, making it easy to mobilize protests or fuel resentment. Geopolitically, the US isn't the only game in town anymore. China and Russia are stepping in, offering new investment and diplomatic options for governments eager to assert their independence from Washington. Some leaders are happy to take a stand against the US, not just in words but in actions like restricting American investment or military cooperation. And all of this is showing up in the streets and the headlines. Protests targeting U.S. embassies and franchises have erupted in Colombia and Mexico. Politicians in Brazil, Chile, and Argentina have made anti-U.S. statements front and center in their platforms. Polls from late 2023 and early 2024 show U.S. favorability dropping by 10 to 20% in some countries, a huge shift in just a year. So what does all this mean? U.S. influence, its soft power, is fading. That makes it harder for America to build alliances, sell its values, or even protect its businesses in the region. Meanwhile, populist leaders can tap into anti-American sentiment to shore up their own power, and the U.S. risks falling behind China and Russia in trade and diplomacy. The article's big takeaway? U.S. policymakers have underestimated just how deep these feelings go, and how fast they can boil over. Moving forward, the recommended path is more listening, less lecturing. Building true partnerships, respecting sovereignty, and addressing old wounds may be the only way to turn the tide. So the next time you hear "Gringo go home," remember, it's more than a protest chant. It's a message with roots, reasons, and real consequences for the future of the Americas.